Yeah, one of the two. What's up, everybody? This is Rick on the Rocks and Dad.
Dad, yeah.
This is Fantasy Football Extravaganza, Week 2. I apologize, a couple things. If you've seen the background, that way. A little messier here at the Rick on the Rocks studio than usual, only because we had a little thing called Hurricane Irma move her way through, and we did not get power. We usually do our shows on the reg Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but because we didn't have electricity or internet until about 2:30 yesterday afternoon, we couldn't do the show. But we decided to try to throw something together in the midst of the cleanup here in South Florida. And so here we are, powering through.
Safe and sound. We're ready to go. Fantasy goes on. I'm in the middle of my baseball championship playoffs. I finally tied the guy I'm playing, so I've got Thursday, Friday, I have 4 days to beat him somehow. So hopefully that'll work out. And in the meantime, your fantasy expert, that would be me, with my 5 fantasy teams, football teams. I won 1, which means I lost 4. So that tells you how things are going. So anyway, I'm going to start off today with story time. Yes, that's right. Story time. So gather around, everyone. Yeah,
gather around.
This is a story you're all familiar with. It's the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. Yes. Now, you remember when last we saw you, which would have been last Wednesday, we and every other expert, not that we're experts, but experts, were all saying that the Thursday night game, which was the first game of the regular season, was going to be a blowout. And, of course, it turned out they were.
It was.
But the game was at Foxborough. The blowout team was supposed to be, or the blowers were supposed to be, much like the big bad wolf, were supposed to be the New England Patriots with Tom Brady and his friends. He is the big bad wolf. But as it turned out, the 3 little piggies, yes, Alex Smith, the quarterback for Kansas City, and his 2 little piggies, Kadeem Hunt and Tyreek Hill, the running back and wide receiver, came into Foxborough, and guess what? They won. Big upset. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit.
They didn't just win.
Well, it was 28-27 at one point. That's the closest New England got. And I figured at that point, the game was probably over and New England was going to go on and win it easily. Well, the game was over. Kansas City scored all the rest of the touchdowns and won the game going away. And the statistics were tremendous, tremendously favored in favor of Kansas City, and introduced some new people, new players into fantasy football in a big way. Kadeem Hunt and Tyreek Hill in particular. And we'll talk about Alex Smith also in a little bit. So anyway, that was the first week. Other interesting results I thought from the first week were, what did I do with my cheat sheet here? Yes. Green Bay beat Seattle 17-9. That was 2 very good teams banging it out. And another good game that was very interesting, I thought, was the Monday night game where Minnesota beat New Orleans.
That was my favorite game of the weekend.
Minnesota would look surprisingly good. Sam Bradford and Dalvin Cook and the new running back from Florida State, by the way, and Adam Thielen and Sheldon Diggs, both wide receivers, all had great breakout games for Minnesota. Now, in a little bit, we'll discuss exactly what this means for this week, because we have games starting tonight and going all the way through Monday. We have Houston at Cincinnati tonight at 8:30, and full schedule on Sunday.